Welcome back, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed the thrilling ride of the Milo saga, from the incredible feats of Milo of Croton in Part 1 to the heart-wrenching and unexpected twists in Part 2. A huge shout out to all my returning subscribers who've been with me every step of the way throughout this adventure. Your support and enthusiasm make these deep dives into history and mythology so much more rewarding. If you haven't watched the Milo saga yet, or if this is your first time here, you're in for a treat. I highly recommend checking out both Part 1 and Part 2 of the saga to get the full, jaw-dropping story. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all the incredible content I have coming your way. Your engagement truly means everything to me. Now, let's get into something just as epic, if not more. Today, we're going to unravel the story of one of the most iconic and chilling creatures of ancient mythology, the Minotaur. You've probably heard of this beast, half man, half bull, trapped inside a labyrinth with an insatiable hunger. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, is the Minotaur's legend fact or fiction? This story, passed down for generations, is one of the most well-known in Greek mythology. But what if it's not just a tale told by ancient storytellers to warn us of the dangers of the unknown? What if there's something far deeper to this legend, something that might make us question everything we thought we knew about ancient Greece and the truth behind their myths? In this video, we're going to explore this mysterious creature and the legend surrounding it. But before you think this is just another mythological story, let me challenge you. What if the Minotaur wasn't just a creation of imagination? What if it was based on real people, real events, and real places that were misunderstood by the ancient world? Was the labyrinth merely a fantastical structure built in the minds of poets, or was there a hidden truth to its existence? Now, imagine this, the Minotaur, a beast so terrifying that entire generations of warriors were sent to their doom in an effort to stop it. Could this creature have been a symbol for something else entirely? Could the labyrinth have been a real, physical location, something hidden away, lost to time, or perhaps something even darker? Was there ever a King Minos, ruling over a powerful civilization with secrets buried deep in its foundations? As we dive into this tale, I want you to keep an open mind. Throughout history, we've seen myths that turned out to be grounded in fact. There's evidence that suggests many legends, like those of ancient heroes and gods, may have been based on real figures and events, distorted by the passing of time. So, what makes the story of the Minotaur any different? We'll examine the archaeological findings, the cultural context, and the accounts of ancient historians to piece together the truth. We'll also look at the psychological and symbolic meanings behind the Minotaur's legend and how it might have been used to explain the unexplainable in a world full of mysteries. Did the ancient Greeks truly believe in this creature, or was it a metaphorical way of understanding the complexities of the human condition, the dark sides of nature, and the consequences of unchecked power? Could the Minotaur be a symbol of humanity's struggle against its own primal instincts? And what about the labyrinth? Was it merely a myth, or is there something more to the structure that's been lost to time? So, stay with me as we unravel the mysteries of the Minotaur's legend. By the end of this video, you'll have a whole new perspective on this iconic creature. Whether it's a myth, a historical truth, or something in between, we're about to embark on a journey that might just change the way you see the ancient world. The legend of the Minotaur is one of the darkest and most captivating myths from ancient Greece. But what if this terrifying creature was not just a story? What if the Minotaur was born from a divine curse, an act of vengeance by the gods themselves? According to the myth, King Minos of Crete angered the god Poseidon, and as punishment, he cursed Minos' wife, Persephone, to fall in love with a bull. The result of this unnatural union was the Minotaur, a creature half man, half bull, bound to a fate of destruction and isolation. To hide the beast from the world, King Minos ordered the construction of an elaborate labyrinth, designed by the genius Daedalus. The maze was said to be so intricate that no one could ever find their way out once they entered. And inside this twisting, shadowy prison, the Minotaur waited, hungry for human flesh. Each year, Athens was forced to send 7 young men and 7 young women as a tribute to the monster. And each year, the Minotaur would feed on them, growing ever more dangerous and terrifying. The story takes a turn when Theseus, the brave prince of Athens, decides that he would be the one to end the reign of terror, with the help of Minos' daughter, Ariadne, who provided him with a ball of thread to mark his way. Theseus ventured into the labyrinth. Armed with only a sword and his courage, he faced the Minotaur in the heart of the maze. And with a mighty strike, Theseus killed the beast, ending the terror that had haunted Crete for so long. But here's the question, was this just a myth designed to entertain and warn? Or is there something much darker at play here? Could the Minotaur's legend be rooted in something real, a lost history, a hidden truth, or a long-forgotten civilization? Stick around, because we're about to dive deep into the evidence, the myths, and the truths behind the Minotaur's legend. Let's unravel this mystery together and see what we find. As we dig deeper into the legend of the Minotaur, the line between myth and reality begins to blur. Could there be truth hidden within this terrifying story? Or was it simply a tale meant to warn the ancient Greeks about the dangers lurking in the unknown? Let's start with the labyrinth. Most of us know the story of the maze, a twisted, complex structure designed to trap the Minotaur. But what if the labyrinth was more than just a mythical creation? Some historians argue that the labyrinth was inspired by the real Minoan palace at Knossos. These ruins are filled with twisting corridors, hidden chambers, and an overwhelming sense of disorientation, making it easy to imagine how people of that time could believe they were walking through a labyrinth. Could this real palace have been mistaken for the mythical maze? And what of the bull motifs found all over Crete, ancient frescoes depicting bulls, bull-leaping rituals, and even bull-headed masks worn by priests during religious ceremonies? The worship of bulls in ancient Crete was real, and the Minotaur could have been a terrifying metaphor for this devotion. A creature half bull, half human, could symbolize the terrifying power of these creatures, intertwined with human life and sacrifice. And then there are the bones, the mass graves of young victims found near the ancient city of Knossos. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of people, possibly young men and women, who were sacrificed in rituals. Some believe these graves are a chilling confirmation that the Minotaur's legend was not simply a fable, but an account of the dark rites that took place on Crete long ago. And here's the chilling part, what if the Minotaur wasn't a creature at all? What if it was something, or someone, far darker? Some theories suggest that the Minotaur could have been a deformed king or a warrior, trapped in the labyrinth not as a monster, but as a prisoner. A cursed ruler, perhaps, erased from history, left to suffer in solitude, far from the eyes of the world. Could the labyrinth be a symbol for the psychological and physical imprisonment of someone forced to endure the horrors of their own mind? Could it be that the Minotaur was not a mythical beast, but a person, someone who had been transformed, trapped in a maze of their own creation? And what about the real Minos, the legendary king at the heart of it all? Was he truly a king of power and wealth, or did his story mask a darker history of oppression and human sacrifice? Was he the architect of the terror, or was he simply trying to cover up the truth? The mysteries only grow deeper. As the evidence piles up, the story of the Minotaur becomes more and more complex. The labyrinth, the bull cults, the sacrifices, it's almost as though the myth was a veil, hiding a much darker and twisted reality. But this is just the beginning. What if the Minotaur's story isn't over yet? What if the labyrinth still waits? Hidden somewhere beneath the sands of time, holding secrets that humanity is not ready to face. Could there be more to the legend than we ever imagined? Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you will change everything you thought you knew about this myth. But what if the Minotaur wasn't a creature at all? What if it wasn't some bloodthirsty monster trapped in a maze, but a cursed soul, a king or warrior twisted by fate? What if the labyrinth was not just a physical prison, but a mental one? Could the Minotaur have been a tragic figure, a person consumed by their own demons, imprisoned not by walls but by their own mind? Think about it. The labyrinth itself, so intricate and complex, could represent the tangled mind of someone lost to guilt, fear, and isolation. What if the creature inside the maze was not a beast, but a man, someone doomed by his own mistakes, locked away by those who feared him? Is it possible that the myth of the Minotaur was a tragic story of a once powerful ruler whose humanity was lost, left to suffer in darkness for eternity? And what about the labyrinth itself? Could it be hiding something even darker than we thought? Could the myth be more than just an ancient tale of gods and monsters? Maybe the labyrinth still exists, hidden beneath the earth, waiting for someone to uncover its secrets. Maybe the Minotaur's legend wasn't meant to be a warning, but a cover-up, a way to hide the true horror of what happened in that maze. Imagine this, centuries later, what if the truth still lurks, waiting for the right person to stumble upon it? Could the Minotaur's roar echo once more, not from the past, but from the depths of the labyrinth that never truly disappeared? What if the labyrinth is not a place lost to time, but a symbol of something far more terrifying? Sometimes, the darkest myths are the ones that are hiding the most, truths that, if uncovered, could destroy everything we know. Maybe the Minotaur wasn't just a monster, maybe it was a warning. A warning that the monsters we fear the most are often the ones we hide from ourselves. The labyrinth might still be out there, waiting. And so might the Minotaur. Sometimes, the most terrifying truths are the ones we've buried in our stories, our myths, and our forgotten pasts.